Okay, so now let's talk about the merge. Let's talk about merging files into one, combining these branches. And we've already seen, this is the past example when we were looking at branches, how we branched off into boat A, we branched off into car. Well, now we like what the car branch did. We went on this car story and we liked it. And remember, we kind of made the analogy of our publisher sent us a copy of the package. We went to the Indy 500, we wrote it there, and we like it so much we want to bring it home. We want to bring it and combine it with our master. Well, there are two different types of merges. And the first merge is called a fast forward merge. And a fast forward merge is just kind of like it's appending, right? We're just adding stuff to this because we look at if we visually look at this diagram here, all we're going to do is move this car up, right? And really that's just going to be one big commit, but we're just adding to that master branch. We're not really, a merge really is like, okay, well, add this chapter next to these chapters. So, a merge, we kind of think of like, a car lane merging, like, intertwining with each other, which isn't usually, isn't always the case. These fast forward merges just means, oh, we're adding something. Nothing was changed of the old files really. We're just adding one or two things. We're appending it. Now, there's also something else called the true merge, and this is where things get complicated. So, let's say we split off into our car branch and we're going to write our car story. Meanwhile, the publisher sent a lawyer a copy and said, "Hey, Mr. Lawyer, I need you to look over this." And so the lawyer is going to make, some legal changes to things. Well, let's say the lawyer then sends it back to the publisher and makes a new commit. So now there's a master D commit, which remember would technically, that's not going to be a true merge for us because we're not just adding things, we would think, because we came off the master C branch. That head, that car E commit does not know about the master D. It doesn't know about the changes that the lawyer made. Well, let's say now that to get an example of kind of how this is going to work. Let's say we named our character Tyler in the master B commit, right? But our lawyer said, you can't use the name Tyler, it's copyright or something. We have to use the name Frank. Well, Git is actually pretty smart. And this can kind of work for you or against you. It depends how you look at it and it depends on the situation. If you don't ever change the name in car, Git is going to assume, Git's going to take the latest update, and it's going to say, well, the lawyer changed it to Frank and then recommitted it to master D. The car branch has kept it, has the same Tyler, is going off of the same commit. When they say, hey, what name are we are? What name are we? They look at the master B commit. They look at Tyler and they say, that must be our name. But if the lawyer B comes in and renames it Frank, it thinks, oh, well, I guess that's our new name. That's the most updated version. Car E did not change any of those instances, so this lawyer must have the most updated copy. Now, that changes down. Let's say that things get more complicated. And I know we're kind of wrestling with brains here, but really try and follow that along here. You renamed it Ben. You said, I don't like Tyler, I'm going to rename it Ben in the car branch. Then when you try to commit it, that's in your car E, and you try to push it up, it's going to be called a merge conflict. Because merge says, okay, one of you did this, the other of you did this. I don't know which one is the most updated copy. Which one do you want me to use? You're both changing things, you're both messing around with things. Which one should I use? So that's where a merge conflict is going to come in. And we're going to go over how to fix merge conflicts. But if you're in a really big file and people are using Git poorly, they can really be a nuisance. You can be going through hundreds of Git conflicts, which is a white space is a notorious culprit, just because it's all over the space, and you change one or two spaces, you don't think about it, but it actually screws everything up. So that's kind of how a fast forward and a true merge work. A true merge, you're going to be combining all sorts of things. You're going to have conflicts. A fast forward is more of, well, we're going to append. We're going to just add stuff. There's nothing really we're taking away. We're just kind of saying, here's the updated version versus we're changing a bunch of stuff. And you're going to run into a true merge a lot more, especially when working in a team setting when you're all pushing to a server repository where you are going to be changing things, and it's not going to know which one is the most updated copy. So you're going to run into conflicts. So again, these are kind of the basic understandings of how the merge works. I wanted to give you guys a visual representation. Now let's jump back into Git, do some examples, and get ready to follow along.